It doesn't seem to be a good month for athletes, does it?
I can't say anymore. I'm probably already in trouble for mentioning it to well, we call you normies.
Yesterday, around the same time that the news of Shannon Sharpe getting fired comes out, there was another headline that broke, and it was something that had to do with Gilbert Arenas. Now, we all know Gilbert Arenas, aka Agent Zero. He has played for several NBA teams throughout his career. He also had a few troubles, but now he is married to another content creator, which is a lovely young woman. And he is also the head of Gil's Arena, which is a podcast he has, which is also very popular on YouTube. He has a lot of takes on several sports entities, mainly the NBA. And he seems to be a very energetic character sometimes on his podcast, right? And last night, again, around the same time that the news broke about Shannon Sharpe, there was a headline that came out about Gilbert Arenas being arrested. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on. Now, Shannon Sharpe's news kind of overshadowed Gilbert's news. But what's going on with Gilbert Arenas could, get really bad. Now, again, this month, we heard about Gilbert Arenas. We heard about Shannon Sharpe. We heard about Marcus Morris. We heard about the former head of the NFLPA, and now they got the feds going on with that. And there's other things going on that are a little bit smaller, but still there's issues going on there. I think the Dallas Cowboys got some issue with Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones. And there's a whole bunch of things going on right now, okay? So we're going to get into this reaction. This is from ABC7 Eyewitness News from Los Angeles, and they are going to talk about the indictment and the detainment of one Gilbert Arenas. Now, he has been released since then. I'll drop that short a little while ago. But let's get into this and get the details of what's going on with this legal issue now with Gilbert Arenas. This is on YouTube. So before we get into the reaction of the video, fair use.
Tonight at 11, it sounds like a Hollywood thriller. An alleged Israeli crime boss, a famous NBA player, and a high-stakes mansion gambling ring busted by the feds. And tonight, NBA All-Star Gilbert Arenas shares video as he leaves court, seemingly untroubled about.
Now, again, I dropped that short a little while ago, and he's his usual no jokey self talking about, y'all can't touch me and blah, blah, while he's walking down. I assume that's his wife taping. This was on Instagram. You can go to his page and check it out, or you can go to my page to the shorts. It's there as well.
Serious charges he's facing. Eyewitness News reporter Tim Caputo live in Encino tonight with more on this story. Tim.
And mark up the driveway here behind me is that Encino mansion where these high-stakes poker games allegedly took place. You can't actually see the house from the road, and maybe that's the point. These weren't your average poker games either, not just because of the amount of money that was being gambled, but because the U.S. Attorney's Office says those who orchestrated, supervised, and directed these poker nights profited at every turn. A smiling Gilbert Arenas skips down the steps of the federal courthouse downtown, very visibly unbothered by his arrest.
Can't hold me, baby. They can't hold me.
The NBA star facing 3 federal charges, including operating an illegal gambling business for what allegedly went down in this Encino mansion between September of 2021 and July of 2022. The Department of Justice claims Arenas, years after his NBA career was over, rented out the home and directed others to stage the place to host high-stakes poker games. In the indictment, the DOJ included this photo that Arenas allegedly texted to one of the other 7 people charged. It's a poker table that says Arenas Poker Club.
Now, personally, I don't see a lot wrong with having poker games or even gambling to a certain extent, as long as you don't have an addiction, nothing like that, as long as it's not affecting your everyday life or your family or the way you make a living. But there are things that are about this case that seem to be, I would say some kind of conspiracy or maybe some type of racketeering stuff, because they're going to go into this thing talking about how they hired girls and how there's some type of criminal element in this whole poker ring kind of thing. Now, to me, it was like if it's just the guys playing poker once a week or so, it'd be different. But then they rent a house, and now they got entertainment, if you will, adult entertainment coming around for the people that's attending these parties. And he has also benefited allegedly he's benefited financially from this as well, which is in a article from The Athletic, which I'll leave a link to in the description box along with this video.
His attorney not saying much after the multimillionaire former pro athlete pleaded not guilty in court.
We'll just sort of see how things go, but he is getting out on bail.
And what's his spirit like?
I'm sorry?
His spirit, his mood.
He seemed fine when I saw him.
He seems more than fine after posting the $50,000 bond. This video posted to social media included the caption, "This ain't got bleep to do with me." Just
$50,000 bond. Now, again, this isn't like some kind of no city thing, no regular small type conviction, indictment that's on him. I believe this is from the feds, from the FBI, I believe. So I hope he's taking this serious. And I hope he's innocent.
The house wasn't part of the festivities. The festivities, according to the DOJ, included paid poker dealers, chefs, valets, armed security, even women who served drinks, offered massages, and, quote, companionship. Retired FBI agent Bobby Chacon says this went way beyond your average poker night with friends.
When I've been involved in friends' poker games, we each throw in a few bucks for chips and beer or whatever. But in this case, the house was taking a cut of every pot, either usually a percentage of the pot or, a flat fee per hand. So it was really operating much more like a casino.
The charges come just months after Arenas' son Elijah, a USC recruit, was seriously injured when he crashed his Cybertruck into a tree in Reseda his freshman season.
And I know this is illegal, but see, here's my question: is why did they come for Gilbert Arenas with this? Because let's say he staged the house so it can be a regular, it can mimic some type of legit gambling operation. In my opinion, he should be able to do that if he wants. Now, yeah, I get it's illegal, but if he rented the house, if he paid for the entertainment, if he got a cut of the pot, I mean, people have house parties and stuff like that, and they charge people out the door for stuff. Is that illegal? Or just because it's gambling and because it's regulated by the state and by governments, now all of a sudden it's illegal if he decides to do it on his own without licensing. Got it, right? But in my opinion, from a man perspective, me personally, I don't think he did anything that was wrong, but there is also a criminal element, which I think they're going to touch on here momentarily.
Won't likely happen because of an unrelated knee injury suffered last week, so no basketball this fall for either Arenas. Instead, Gilbert will be at a different court as this gambling trial starts in September.
He's presumed innocent, right? So let's give him the benefit of his presumption.
So the last alleged poker night had 26 people involved. It was about 3 years ago, so I reached out to the U.S. Attorney's Office to ask why there was such a disparity, a delay between that night and these charges. All they would say is they do not comment on ongoing investigations.
And here's another thing. So the last poker night happened 3 years ago, and you're just not charging him now?
Enemy spotted.
See, there's something afoot about that, which I don't know about it, but there's actually a second video where I think they go into more details. So give me a second. Let me see if I can find that. For just $5 a month, please consider becoming a member of Welcome to Normieville. There you will find access to members-only videos and members-only live streams, as well as a host of other perks. Thank you for your consideration. Back to the video. Now, this is the second video I found. This one was about a minute long, and this is where they get into the criminal element that I was trying to find a few moments ago. So let's continue.
Just in court a few moments ago, pleading not guilty. He's going to go free on $50,000 bond. Gilbert Arenas is, of course, known for his time in the NBA, playing for teams like the Warriors and the Wizards. Known here in L.A. as well for his son, who is a star recruit at USC, recently in a violent Cybertruck crash. Federal prosecutors say Arenas and other defendants, including a high-level member of an Israeli transnational crime group, were all arrested today. They're accused of running an illegal gambling club of sorts out of his mansion in Encino. Federal prosecutors say they had high-stakes illegal poker games and collected a rake, a fee that the House charges for those who would play big money and pay into it. Young women were allegedly hired to serve drinks, provide massages, and companionship, the way that prosecutors put it. And the women were allegedly charged money as well.
Now, the part that I really wanted to focus on was this transnational, crime group or something like that. This is where I think the arrest comes in, some kind of long, protracted investigation. So I'll try digging more into that in future videos.
Prosecutors say chefs, valets, armed security guards, they were hired. And guys, the charges include conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business. If convicted, they could be looking at 5 years in federal prison.
You talk about high stakes, the young women hired. You've read through the court documents. What evidence do they have here to prove all that?
Yeah, a number of different things. And there was a photo that he allegedly sent to another member of this group that he texted the defendant. This photo showing Arenas Poker Club. They say that this is part of their case. The allegation that he was renting out this home to those who were running the operation.
Interesting.
So the only thing they have right now is a picture of a poker table with his name on it and his likeness. I'm pretty sure for them to arrest him and this rumor or this alleged crime syndicate thing going on, I think they have more information than they're letting on. Of course, that's what law enforcement does. They show a little smidge of evidence to get people interested and to kind of turn the public perception on this guy from good to bad. Because right now, everybody knows him as a podcast, a former NBA player who has some very hot takes on on social media and YouTube. But as this thing goes on, again, I hope he's innocent because the feds don't play. And luckily, this isn't kind of some kind of P. Diddy mess. Hopefully, this is some just type of illegal gambling, I guess. He gets a slap on the wrist somewhere and he gets to go home with some type of restitution or something. And this isn't part of a larger type of operation that he could actually get in some real trouble for.
This goes beyond the Friday night poker night with your buddies.
That is very
the
true.
allegations.
Yes, allegedly.
Okay.
Alex Stone, thank you.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
Well, there you have it. Gilbert Arenas is under investigation for essentially illegal gambling, right? So I don't know how deep this goes, how far the criminal piece of it goes. I just hope that he is, like I said, this is something that won't follow him. This is something that, okay, yeah, I messed up, and he can go back to living his regular life. Because if not, then we got another athlete or former athlete taking an L for, doing stuff that they know they're not supposed to, or getting in too deep in a situation that it should have never been in the first place. So we'll see. And with that being said, thanks for taking another episode of Normieville. You know me, I'm just a Normie here to bring you the latest and greatest in sports and entertainment. Let me know what you think about this seemingly case indictment going on with Gilbert Arenas. That's probably not going to go away anytime soon. Down in the comment section, and please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button at the notification bell. We're out of the door, and I'll see you on the next video.